Today, I want to talk about Mercury in Taurus. Mercury enters Taurus on May 10th, 2025, and will be here for just about 2 weeks until May 25th. I should highlight Mercury in Taurus on this chart, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that because I've set up, well, yes, I can. I've set up this whole video for us today, and I already have some key points, but I can do it. Here's Mercury in Taurus. Thank you for your patience. Mercury in Taurus has a very distinct signature, and it's really different from Mercury in Aries or Pisces, where it's been for a couple of months now. So this really indicates a change in the way we think, communicate, process ideas. So let's talk about it. Let's get into, I have recorded here 7 things to keep in mind about Mercury in Taurus. So we can sort of progress the screen here and talk as we go. Okay, the first thing is to cultivate a thoughtful approach. Mercury retrograde and Mercury in Aries and Pisces, where it's been for a while, is a lot of things, but thoughtful isn't exactly one of them. So being sort of more thoughtful when it comes to our approach to communication is really called for at this time. Our approach to our thoughts, being more thoughtful about thinking sounds a little bit strange, but I guess I mean decision making. Slowing down the process and sort of cultivating an approach to our ideas and our communication that is a little bit more slow, meaningful, intentional, thoughtful is called for during Mercury in Taurus. Okay, let's move on to our second idea. We have 7 altogether, and really they all work together. So try to stick around till the end to sort of put it all together. It will be more clear if you have the whole picture and more accurate as well. So this does resonate a lot with what the first number that we just talked about slowing down. But the idea is that when we slow down and we're more intentional with Mercury and Pisces, when we bring a certain patience to our communication, to our decision making, to our thought processes, a patience, a willingness to pause, to reflect, to speak and think with a little bit more purpose, that gives us the ability to move forward with a little bit more clarity. And this is always a good thing at obviously at any time of year to be intentional and slow down about our thought processes. But it can just be helpful to know when the astrology is sort of in support of that signature as well. This is a time where we might find that extra helpful. You might find more clarity moving at a slower pace right now. And that's really, really different than what has been the case. Mercury in Aries, in a way, it was a time to move forward passionately and follow our impulses a little bit. So we're coming out of a season where there was a bit of that. And now it works a little bit better to apply some of the patience to our thinking, our communication, and our decision making. Taking that time to reflect and to speak and think with purpose is really called for during Mercury in Taurus. Let's move on to number 3. Trying to keep it moving pretty quickly this morning. Number 3, don't overshare or overthink though. I think sometimes when we think about going slow, it sort of seems like we can do it for longer. We can do more thinking for a longer period of time, but that's not really the idea here. And in fact, this isn't a time for oversharing or overthinking. Mercury in Taurus really likes that grounded thought and expression. It's not overdone. It's not overdone. It's done minimally. And I think that that is part of why this signature can bring such clarity. There's something sort of clear and grounded about our thoughts and our expressions at this time. It's not about holding back, but just about not going too far. Okay, Mercury in Taurus is also very practical. So, our ideas, our ways of thinking and communicating and processing ideas right now um, may feel incredibly practical. We may want more information about something. This is a time to sort of be building our understanding, to be asking, how does this work? To be looking into sort of step by step, real world applications of the things that we're talking about and processing and thinking about. A very practical, intellectual, and communication signature. Very grounded, asking those real world questions. Okay, number 5, use your senses and be in your body. And this is really true for all of Taurus season, while the sun is in Taurus as well. We have the sun in Taurus here until Gemini season begins towards the end of the month. And I really love this about Taurus. Taurus is very, very sensory. And Taurus loves to be in a body more than any other sign. And so this is a time where we may be getting information and ideas through our body. So you can really sense more than usual what feels right and what doesn't feel right. And it's also a great time to practice mindfulness, which I sometimes think is a little bit, there's something about the way that word has been translated that sometimes can be a little bit confusing in our modern times, in that I think that mindfulness is really about remembering to be present, remembering to be here. And really, it's about being in your body. I think it can be misunderstood sometimes as sort of really thinking about what's going on right now. And it's not really that, as much as feeling how your body feels, not forgetting that your physical body, is sitting here right now. It's not in the future, it's not in the past. And what is your body telling you? So I think it's a wonderful time to practice mindfulness, bodyfulness, tuning into what feels good, what feels bad, just kind of giving your body what it needs during all of Taurus season, but especially with Mercury in Taurus as well. If you think that you would be more comfortable if you were wearing a sweatshirt instead of, a sweater, go ahead and change. Grab a nice cozy blanket just to make your body a little bit more comfortable. Take that opportunity to make that cup of tea. Do what you need to do to keep your body comfortable during this time. And it's also a great time just to do anything with the earth. Go for walks in nature, garden, cook, all of those sort of grounding Taurus signatures. Keep you in your senses and keep you in your body. And a lot of information can come through right now when we're in that place. I love Taurus season. I love Sun in Taurus. And with Mercury there too, I think it feels good. It's a time that feels good. You like being in a body. It feels calm. There's something slow and relaxing about it after everything that we just went through in Aries. It's strikingly beautiful. And we see that in the world around us. It's springtime, and we see some green coming in behind behind the iPad here out the window. And it's just such a beautiful season. So a great time to be in a body. Got 2 more here today. Okay, so one thing to be a little bit careful of, a fault of Taurus, is that sometimes it can be a bit rigid about shifting flexibility, and sometimes also a bit hesitant for change. Maybe more than a bit, quite hesitant to change. Wherever we have Taurus in our chart can be a place where we resist change almost to the point that we might turn away from something that's really a positive in order to not have to deal with the change and the shift. So even if a change would bring positive things, sometimes Taurus can be a little bit resistant to it. So, as we're slowing down, as we're being patient and processing everything that's happened and all of our new ideas, remember to also be open to change. And I think that Uranus here is helping us. And the fact that we're also in this Scorpio full moon signature at the same time that is interacting with Uranus more than usual, it's important that we be open to change right now and not too rigid. So I think we need to guard against this even more than usual this Taurus season. Okay, and last but not least, and it is sort of a separate note than what we've talked about before, there is sort of a financial component to Taurus signatures. This may be a time that we're thinking very practically. You know, the phrase money talks comes to mind. You know, there's there's meaning in the financial messages that we're getting right now. What's coming up about money. It might be a time where we're considering all of that a little bit more than we usually would, perhaps talking about all of it a little bit more than usual. And it's just a great time to be smart about these things. So those of you who are regular viewers of this channel may notice that I didn't do a weekend report this weekend. And that's because really this weekend, I'm recording this on May 10th, Saturday, we're really building to that Scorpio full moon. And I covered that pretty thoroughly in my monthly horoscopes. So check out my channel. By rising sign is the best way to view your horoscope, but sun sign works as well if you don't know your rising sign, to check out that horoscope for more information about that, because it is a really interesting full moon coming up on Monday. I will be back on Monday with the report for next week, and I'll attach some videos here that are relevant for the current astrology as well. Thank you so much for watching today. Have a wonderful Mercury and Taurus season.